Okay, this is the Immaculation website where you can get everything for SheepShaver. On the left is the menu for everything you might need, and these are the files you get when you download SheepShaver. On the right is the unpacked main SheepShaver package, and then on the left you'll see startup sound and the startup sound SheepShaver folder, well, zip, with everything you need to use a Mac startup sound, which I usually prefer. And then this, now you can see how you actually install the startup sounds or sound for SheepShaver. And then you can pick your type of startup sound depending on what Mac you might want. And then this is how I would recommend taking your Mac OS install disks, ISOs, and or disk image in general, and then putting them in the root folder of SheepShaver. It makes it a lot simpler to put everything through. Now that that's done, we can start up SheepShaver GUI. Make a disk. The size I would recommend is 512 to 1024 megabytes, which is half to a full gigabyte. And then add the installation disk. I usually prefer dynamic, and I set it to the first thing before maximum, which is 1024 by 786. You can set up network, although I don't usually recommend that for first setup, but you can if you want. It's a little glitchy, and then I recommend checking all those. It just tends to work for me. Now, when you start it up, it might take a little while. I sped it up a bit for you. You'll be asked to set up the disk, choose Mac OS Extended, and then name your disk. I just named it Macintosh HD, and then initialize it. You'll see this folder open up. Click on Mac OS Install, double click naturally. Then you'll be treated with this window, and depending on where you are, just select your area, UK, Australia, or all other countries. But I'm in the US, so I chose all other countries. Run through the setup just like a normal setup for, well, anything. It's pretty simple. Yes, sure, I, in quotation, read the terms. I selected a few extra things just for the purpose of messing around with them at a later date. I won't be messing with them in this video, but maybe in another video if you would like that. Just let me know in the comments below. I sure hope it's going. I sure made it a little faster, but there you go. If it actually went that fast, that would be amazing. Now that it's done, you can go under Special and click Shutdown. When that's done, reopen the SheepShaver GUI, and then remove your install disk. And now you can start back up. And then it'll take a little bit of time to load. You'll be treated with this Mac OS Setup Assistant window. You can use it to a point. You set it up with all your information, yada yada yada. Add an exabyte RAM. Set it up with your time, preference, your location. Oh, there we go. New York, USA. And no, not the city. Now when you get to network, you want to quit because it will freeze your SheepShaver program, and you'll have to Alt Control Delete and close it without using your mouse, which is really annoying. And to set up your networking, just use this exact information. It does not matter your other IP configurations, just use this because it's how it connects to the SheepShaver emulator. So for IP address, use 10.0.2.5, subnet mask, the usual 255.255.255.0, and then so on with 10.0.2.2. And when you close the window, yes, click save. I have some files ready to copy in. They're programs. I have a couple of CAD programs to mess around with. I just figured I should show you how to take a .zip file, which is usually what you're going to get, and then put it in. iCab is the recommended web browser to use. Don't use Internet Explorer or Netscape Navigator or Safari. They all have significant bugs. So when you get the .zip file, just copy it into a location very close to the root of your drive. It makes it a lot easier, and then you can open it up under this PC if you have that enabled on the SheepShaver GUI. And you'll probably get this, so just make sure you're selected on desktop. You'll extract it. There's your folder with iCab, and then that's the web browser will be in this folder. And then there it is, iCab. Alas, if you want bookmarks, I just didn't feel like it. And a nice test for Google. And a little bit of time goes by. No, it's not in the right configuration, but there you go. The Google homepage on Mac OS 9.0.4.